And welcome to sold-out Chicago Stadium. CBS Sports coverage continues in the 1989 NBA. Today, it is Game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinal between the New York Knicks and the Chicago Bulls, who lead the series 2-1. In the Eastern Conference, the Detroit Pistons will play the Milwaukee Bucks later today in Milwaukee. They enjoy a 2-0 lead, and that brings you up to date on the conference race.
Allstate for home, auto, and life insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. And by Jeep and Eagle, official vehicles of the NBA.
Today, Newman, Oakley, Ewing, Jackson, and Wilkins for the Knicks. Pippen, Grant, Cartwright, Jordan, and Hodges for the Bulls. Right now, before we start, let's send you over to Tim Brandt. Tim?
Dick, the Bulls are proceeding as if Michael Jordan is 100% healthy. I just talked to Michael. He said it's starting to loosen up. He's ready to go. Mark File says every time he comes out of the ball game, they'll keep heat on it to keep it loose. Dick?
All right, Tim. Hugh Evans, Hugh Hollins, and Bernie Fryer are the officials working game number 4. A convincing 111-88 win for the Knicks. It tied their season's low of 88 points. The Bulls know that a win today will give them a commanding 3-1 lead and force the Knicks to have to win 3 straight to capture this series. But if the Knicks can draw even, then it becomes a best-of-3 series with the Knicks regaining home court edge. Ewing and Cartwright jumping, and it's controlled by New York. They're in blue, the Bulls are in white.
Let's see if they get Johnny Newman into the attack early, and then also get Patrick Ewing going so that they put some pressure on Cartwright.
Johnny Newman fired the ball over Ewing's head for the turnover. The Bulls, as usual, have to continue to hit their outside shots. Otherwise, the Knicks can really pack it in, and Hodges is the key man there.
Well, Hodges has got the hit today. Yesterday, the Bulls were able to get by without him having a big night.
Cartwright against Oakley, and the rebound by Jackson and Ewing. Rebounding has been the key, and shooting as well. The team that has won has shot better and rebounded better than the opponent. It's as simple as that in the first 3.
The key for Chicago and defensive New York is to keep the dribbler in front of you.
Wilkins has the shot blocked by Scottie Pippen, and it's off a Knick. It'll be Chicago ball. Pippen has been a tiger. He has 8 offensive rebounds in the series.
You'll see good coverage that time. They came across. Chicago now is not a big shot blocking team, so you try to get to the rim as much as possible.
Cartwright with the tip in on Pippen's miss. Despite the fact that his numbers have dropped in scoring and rebounding in the series, Bill Cartwright has been a very big factor in Chicago's lead. Jordan is guarding Wilkins. One of the things the Knicks want to do is work on Wilkins on Jordan's side, and they turn it over. They want to make Jordan get bumped as much as possible on the screen, so they won't run away from him on the offense.
Well, in the early going, the Knicks passing has been absolutely poor. They are leading the people too far. The guys are open. They just have to make the necessary pass.
Jordan goes around Wilkins. His first move of the game leads for Cartwright, who loses the ball to Newman.
Now you can see that move was not a quick explosion.
Jackson scores the basket. He had an off game with only 7 points and 6 assists yesterday. And we'll find out whether Jordan is just getting warmed up or that's the extent of what he can do. Cartwright leans in and gets another basket.
Patrick Ewing got hit in the face that time when Cartwright made his move.
And they will call goaltending. Newman's basket will count.
See, getting Newman off early is very, very important. Watch Cartwright on his move as he makes a swing here. He catches head-to-head with Ewing. He caught it right above the eye. Now as Cartwright steps underneath, what you must try to do anytime that Patrick Ewing is playing in a low box is to get a part of his body and then drop step him and take him and force him to go for your first move.
But Ewing is going out of the game right now, replaced by Sidney Green. Let's go to Tim Brandt quickly.
Dick, Doug Collins just went out on the floor and picked something up. It almost looked like a contact. Walked down to the New York side, handed it to Patrick Ewing. They're working on him now. He may have lost the contact when he got hit, as you mentioned, Dick.
Johnny Newman hits the free throw. Newman was 0 for 8 from the field yesterday, as the Knicks small forwards, as Hubie mentioned, were totally ineffective. 2 minutes gone by, Knicks by 1, and Jackson picks it off. Here's Gerald Wilkins. Great pass back from Green to Jackson, but the Knicks couldn't connect. Jordan is not 100%. but he may be better than anyone else in the league, even at 75. This place, the roof would have been torn off if that ball had gone in, but you can see that Michael Jordan is playing hurt. There's the contact lens. Doug Collins found it. And Patrick Ewing getting straightened out, and he's going to enter the game after this free throw. Jordan was fouled by Gerald Wilkins.
Well, I think he's eliminated any thoughts here that he's not going to have quickness today. I mean, he's taken the press twice. He's gone baseline, beaten 3 guys off the dribble, and he's elevated with a lot of gymnastic movement here.
If you're Michael Jordan, you don't have to be 100% to dominate a game. That's his playoff average. He missed a triple-double yesterday by 1 assist and had a career high in the playoffs of 15 rebounds.
The test today for Michael will be in the double teaming in a rebounding area of whether or not he wants to save himself for offense. This will go as we progress through this ball game.
Here's Newman left open for the 3, and Grant the rebound on the miss. Knicks will continue to shoot the 3. That's their style. Hodges knifes in. Rebound Oakley. Ewing was a factor defensively.
Well, that ball never got above the rim, so you could not have had goaltending that time.
Ewing coming in the picture. He's been more than adequate offensively for the Knicks. On the defensive end, maybe another question. Newman is open in three-point territory, but the pass inside is picked off by Grant. Jordan loping up court. Throws it away. Jackson. 2 Bulls are back. And a fine play by Jackson, who is not intimidated by Grant's presence.
Well, both coaches are frustrated. The passing has been anything but crisp. People are leaving their feet and anticipating where other people would be. Not playoff basketball.
And Ewing fouls Cartwright. Bring you up to date on the series. The first 2 games were played in New York. The Bulls opened up with an 11-point win, and the Knicks were sharp in game 2. Yesterday, it was the Bulls by the 23-point margin for the 2-1 lead here at the stadium. 8:25 to go in the first quarter. 7-6 the Knicks. Good position for Grant. But he threw up the air ball, and Ewing defending inside. And the Knicks with a 1-point lead in the ball. Oakley setting a screen. Hodges stays with Jackson, and Mark Jackson already is showing he's a different player today. He has hit 3 baskets and has 6.
Well, he's looking for the shot today, where yesterday he was more concerned about distributing the ball, and then he got out of sync.
They look inside. Jordan is posting up Wilkins, and a foot block by Newman, and the Bulls have a new 24. The interesting thing about playoff basketball, UB, is every game takes on a different look. What happens one day doesn't happen the next.
Well, you're more concerned. The coaches are forcing you to totally focus on the little nuances of yesterday's ball game.
Jordan to Cartwright, pick and roll, perfect.
See, that's there all day. Anytime Chicago gets down inside the painted area, Ewing leaves his man to double team. Cartwright must show big in front of the rim.
Ewing. Patrick Ewing now with his first basket. It'll be interesting to see if one of the 2 centers in the game, Cartwright or Ewing, get into foul trouble. Neither one has so far in the series effectively to change the game plan.
Well, the shot attempts for both guys have been decreasing as the series is moving along.
And Scottie Pippen misses a 3. And it hit the 24-second clock. So Doug Collins, who had no head coaching experience prior to joining the Bulls, and Rick Pitino, who already is the 4th winningest Knick coach. That's after 2 years. 2 of the youngest coaches in the NBA, the 2 youngest, opposing each other. Newman penetrating nicely, tipped up and in by Charles Oakley, the former Bull.
See, that time what we're seeing at both ends of the floor is the defenses are switching out on all screen down. Now, when that rebound went up, I zeroed in on Michael Jordan. He was the offside man who could have gotten that ball, but he allowed Oakley to slice inside of him and go up and tap it in. Interesting. The Knicks are on an 8-2 run, and with 6:40 left have a 5-point lead.
Now, rebounding has a lot to do with aggressiveness, and the team that has been aggressive has won each game. And so far in the 3 games, look at that. The rebounding edge has meant victory, and Oakley has started out strong for the Knicks.
On this replay, we have Johnny Newman going strong to the basket off the dribble. This was missing in yesterday's game. Now watch Oakley go up and tap the ball in. Now you see Michael Jordan coming down into your picture on the left-hand side, never elevated, never crashed the board. Yesterday, he was all over the place with 5 offensive rebounds and helping out, keeping the ball alive.
Doug Collins is concerned with how flat the Bulls are. Tim Brandt over around the Chicago bench has picked it up. Michael Jordan with his first shot of the game is good. Bill Cartwright had all 3 Bulls field goals before Jordan hit the jumper. Ewing finds Wilkins. Great move by Wilkins. He is easily the quickest Knick on the floor.
They must get Gerald Wilkins out in the open floor so that he will test Michael Jordan and make Jordan play both ends.
All 5 Knicks have scored so far. Here's the trap. UB Brown has said it all along. Get rid of the ball and pass it. You can beat the trap.
See, once you hit the middle against the trap, the opposite people on the other side of the floor going to the basket. Uncontested layup.
Now Wilkins with the jumper left of the key. Jordan wins the fight for the loose ball. Loop it in. Grant.
Nice.
The Bulls are not flat anymore.
Excellent passing in traffic. Grant made a great catch that time and had the presence to deliver to Pippen.
Knicks by 1 with 5:20 to go in the first. Newman hesitates. Was not the best shot for John. And Chicago looking for the lead. They have it if Jordan hits the free throws.
The foul. Gerald Wilkins is second.
In this sequence, watch the elevation by Michael. Makes the pass into Grant. Tough catch right here. And how about this handoff for the nice move into Scottie Pippen?
Gerald Wilkins will come out of the game. He has picked up his 2nd personal foul, and Trent Tucker will replace him. Michael Jordan, who had 40 points yesterday and 34 in game 1, was the Bulls' leading scorer in games 1 and 3 in their victories. Tucker, meanwhile, in the game as a 3-point threat, hit 4 of them yesterday for the Knicks in the losing cause.
Well, Trent was the only perimeter player at small forward or the guard positions that had any kind of a day for the Knicks.
Knicks have 3 team fouls. The Bulls 1. And Chicago with the lead. They have run off 6 in a row. All 5 Knicks starters have scored. Good pass. Tucker to Newman. Rebound Cartwright.
See, as long as Newman and Vandeweghe stay cold, the Knicks can continue to double team Ewing and not let him in the middle.
And a foul. It's kicked again. And a new 24-second clock. Bulls have never trailed in this year's playoffs. They won road games in their opening series against Cleveland and then did it against the Knicks in this one. Pippen's pass to Grant. And they're going to call a pushing foul against Johnny Newman, and that's the 4th Knick team foul.
You know, it's interesting in the NBA. If you play a post guy and just use your forearm across his back, there'll never be a call. But as soon as you put your 2 hands on the man's back, it's an automatic foul.
Jordan off the screen hits another. 2 jumpers the same way off the screen. No one near him. And the Bulls lead by 3. Johnny Newman is 1 for 5 from the field after going 0 for 8 yesterday, Hubie. And Kiki Vandeweghe is getting set to come back or come in the game for the first time. Tucker hits the 3. He had 4 yesterday, so he picks up where he left off, and the Knicks tie it up.
Well, Trent has had a history of always shooting well in this building.
Newman playing Pippen. Hodges inside 3-point territory. Rebound Grant.
This is the young man, Grant. His emergence, his maturity, not only rebounding, but offensively.
Jackson misses. Knicks are rushing their shots, and they're all perimeter shots right now for New York. Tucker did hit the 3, but the Knicks are out of sync right now, and the Bulls are up by 2.
Chicago's playing a nice half-court game. They're getting what they want. They're setting excellent picks on people.
Jordan. Cartwright was supposed to move inside, but he still hasn't. With 1 second, they won't get it off. 30-second clock expires, and it'll be Knicks ball.
See, the philosophy in this NBA has changed a lot. A lot of pick and rolls. Sometimes the players roll. Sometimes the players, after the guy comes off the dribble, he will spot up today. So the thing is the philosophy of the coaching staff, Dick.
Well, Detroit does a lot of that with Lane Beer.
That's right.
They pick, and then Lane Beer spots up. 3:15 to go, first period. Ewing. They play him head on. Cartwright. Ewing. A little too hard off the glass, but there's Tucker. Cartwright with a rebound and a foul against Trent Tucker. Knicks are in the penalty now.
See, in yesterday's game, anytime that Chicago rebounded and cleared the pass out, they're catching the second guards of the Knickerbockers crashing, and they have advantages. Here we have a long jumper by Hodges, a force shot. Here's Grant. See, Grant is not what we would call a muscle player. He's a finesse guy at 6'10", with quick leaping ability. And then what we said yesterday, when he makes that catch, Dick, he's dynamite in putting it back.
Substitutions in the game. Sidney Green for Oakley for the Knicks. Rod Strickland has come in for Mark Jackson. And John Paxson has replaced Michael Jordan. Vandeweghe, as we told you, getting set, has come in. So the Knicks right now have only one starter in there, and that's Patrick Ewing. Charles Davis, who has been an important man for the Bulls off the bench and off the glass, has also checked in. So basically the second units are in for both teams.
Well, a big factor in this series has been the foul shooting. The Bulls are consistent. The Knicks are down below 70%.
Jordan's out of the game, and Market with the Bulls up by 4. And traveling called against Rod Strickland.
Coming out of that New York series, Dick, Doug Collins told us they're concerned about playing the Knicks off the dribble. Keep the guy in front of them, and they think they can suffocate the offense.
Mother's Day, and Mrs. Jordan is in Chicago to watch her son Michael play. Jordan sat at the end of the bench when he came out that last time, and I said, how does it feel? He says, I want to tell you something, Tim. When I'm playing, I don't even feel it, but he put heat on it anyway, precautionary. Meanwhile, Doug Collins wants his team to get more movement, and he was concerned with Bill Cartwright not thinking out on the court. He wants more movement, anticipating passes, but right now, Chicago's in pretty good shape, leading 22-18. Dick?
Michael Jordan has 8 points, but Cartwright has been a key man for the Bulls with 10. The leading scorer for the Knicks is Jackson with 6. The Bulls are on a 12-3 run after trailing by 5. They've got Paxson and Hodges in the backcourt, Pippen, Cartwright, and Davis up front. The Knicks with Tucker and Strickland in the back line, and Ewing, Green up front. Paxson misses the shot, with Vandeweghe also at forward. Loose ball, and it comes out of the pack to Strickland. 3-on-2 fast break. Tucker could not take the 3. Pippen stayed with it.
Excellent transition defense by Chicago.
2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the opening period. Tucker hits his second 3-point basket of the game, and the Knicks trail by a single digit.
Chicago must get up on Trent and force him to put the ball down on the floor. You know he's always looking for the 3. He's got to beat you off the dribble, which is not his game.
Cartwright in good position. And hits the basket and draws the foul. Sidney Green was on his arm, and the ball bounced in the air off the deflection, and the foul, and went in. And Bill Cartwright is having a tremendous first quarter.
Wow, this is a real battle. It's been going on here throughout the entire series. You know, Billy gets the lucky bounce here right now. See, both players have many low post moves, but what is happening before the catch is the key here so far today. They're really battling one another.
It was Ewing and not Green, and that's an important foul because Ewing has picked up his second personal and goes to the bench, replaced by Eddie Lee Wilkins. 2 fouls on Ewing, who has scored 2 points. Cartwright, meanwhile, with 13, has hit his last 5 baskets.
Now, the second unit for Chicago did a great job yesterday. This is a key 5 to 6 minute period for the Bulls.
Less than 2 minutes to go in the first period. Wilkins has some good offensive moves, short on that one. Here's Paxson. Hodges for 3. And the Bulls maintain a 4-point lead.
He's a little frustrated because he struggled yesterday in his shooting. He had a very poor day, Craig, but You know, he was 4 for 12. The shots are there. He's got to take them.
0 for 4, though, so far today in Game 4. Vandeweghe off of Wilkins. 2 seconds on the clock. A prayer thrown up, and the 24-second clock expired as the ball did not hit anything, and it'll be Chicago ball with 1:06 remaining in the period, and so Rick Pitino's problems continue. Cartwright gets a tremendous hand as he went to the bench. He has scored 13 points and has 4 rebounds, replaced by the rookie Will Perdue of Vanderbilt, who showed well in the second game in the late stages.
See, he's got to, Perdue is bigger and stronger than Wilkins. He's got to play bigger inside right now, post up stronger.
Davis is fouled and will go to the line. Sidney Green with the foul, and with 47 seconds left, Chicago is hot, New York is not, and the Bulls have committed only 1 team foul in this first quarter, so they still have 1 to give.
Excellent observation.
I've learned from the master, Mr. I'll tell you his name later on. No. Johnny Newman back in. Bulls have yet to miss a free throw.
Charles Davis, big contributions in games 2, 3, and 4.
9 for 9 from the line for Chicago. Knicks have not gotten to the stripe much. 15 on the shot clock. You're looking at the game clock in the first period. And Strickland is fouled, not in the act of shooting.
That's his first.
See, if I'm looking at this game from a coaching standpoint, I'm saying to myself, Chicago is doing an excellent job in switching. I now have got to maybe look at a different set for my ball club because nothing is happening. They're keeping me perimeter right now.
Chicago Stadium, game number 4, first quarter, the Bulls lead. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown with you. Johnny Newman goes up against the crowd, and they'll call the foul against Brad Sellers, who came into the game. So Sellers, who checked in, commits the foul, and that will be a shooting because it's 2 fouls within the last 2 minutes.
If I'm Doug Collins, though, I'm happy with our defense because as Newman tried to get in there were 3 white shirts that cut him off and did an excellent job in eliminating the penetration.
Now, Michael Jordan will come back into the game, so will Tucker for New York. And Pete Myers, who's a defensive specialist. Now, Jordan comes in because with 23 seconds left, Perdue is out. The Bulls know that they have Jordan as an offensive weapon. He went out with 3 minutes to go in the quarter. The Bulls were up by 4. And if Newman makes the free throw, it is still a 4-point lead. They didn't lose anything with Jordan on the bench.
Well, this is a good pressing unit now. There's a lot of quickness out there for the Knicks. They know with only 23 seconds to go that Chicago is going to try to hold for the last shot of the quarter.
Hodges lost the ball to Tucker, and they're going to jump it. Jordan is really walking gingerly on the court. Make no mistake about it, he is hurting. And you know that the Knicks are going to try to make him work the way the Bulls made Mark Price work in the previous series against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
It might not happen in the first half or the third quarter. What you're trying to do is tire him out so that he doesn't have his legs in the last 6 minutes.
Tip control by Chicago's Davis. He stepped on the line, and the Knicks have it.
The next one, New York ball. Will Perdue back to Chicago.
Here we have on this loose ball tapped away by Strickland. What happened here with Jordan? See, his foot got caught underneath Trent Tucker that time, and you can see him gingerly coming out of there.
And now you see he's really hurting as he leaves the game. So if you want to look at the barometer, you would think that if Jordan is not going to play all that much or be 100%, the Bulls need as much of a pad as they can get. Right now they don't have much. Strickland. Jump ball. Tied up.
Excellent defense by Hodges that time. Strickland had him beat, and he gambled by going for the ball before he got it up above his shoulder. Watch this now. Before he gets it up, you'll see him reach in and go. Nice move.
Now Jordan now trots back on the court like nothing's wrong after limping off. 4 seconds to go. The Bulls still hope to get a shot off. And Pete Myers will shadow him apparently, number 8. Jordan. 2 seconds. 1 second. Knocked away by Newman as the period ends. So we have a lot of drama within the drama here in game number 4. Jordan's condition and his effectiveness. But after one period, it's the Bulls 27, Knicks 23. NBA playoffs continuing on CBS Sports. After one quarter of play, the Bulls up 2-1 have a 4-point lead. And later on today, we'll see if the change of scenery will help the Milwaukee Bucks, who trail the Pistons 2-1 when they go at it in the Bradley Center. Most of you out west will see the Lakers and the Supersonics as LA tries for the sweep in Seattle. Well, we start the second quarter, and Hubie Cartwright is not out there. He's on the bench, but he's learned everything you taught him with the 13 points in that first quarter.
He came to the Knickerbockers well schooled. Right now, this is interesting. The Knicks have their starting unit. Everyone's back in there right now.
Goaltending. Jordan gets the basket, and Ewing is called for goaltending. And you're right, for the Bulls, they have Sellers, Perdue, Grant, Paxson, and Jordan. So only 2 of the starters. So the Knicks have to make some progress, wouldn't you think?
Absolutely. This is an interesting gamble by Pitino because he does not want to fall behind by double figures.
Jackson working against Paxson, quickly double. Perdue guarding Ewing, a rookie against Patrick. Chalk one up for Patrick, and Ewing, you're not going to go to him, you know it, against the rookie Perdue, who played the fewest minutes of any #1 draft pick this year. Jordan, feed to Perdue, out of bounds. It is still Chicago ball, but when the one starter happens to be Michael Jordan, that makes up for a multitude of sins.
I like what I saw that time. They're trying to post Michael last 2 times down the floor. Ewing is double teaming him right away. It's up to Perdue now to get himself free.
They have Newman on Jordan. 9 on the shot clock. Perdue on the pick and roll.
Nice pass.
Paxson. John Paxson, but you're right, the pass.
And that's what their coaching staff likes about Perdue. They said, hey, he didn't get a lot of minutes this year because we had Cartwright and Dave Corzine, 2 veterans. What do they like about him? Size and his passing ability.
Paxson is on Jackson. That's the matchup there. Jordan is guarding Wilkins. The Knicks are running the offense to Jordan's side. They're not going away from him. 4 on the clock. Jackson to Ewing. And Ewing has beaten Perdue the last 2 dimes down the court. Doug Collins will have to make a decision soon to bring back his big man.
I'll give a lot of credit to Mark Jackson. That was an excellent pass. He's up on his jumper, and he saw Ewing first. That was beautiful.
Sellers a 7-footer. Newman short for a small forward at 6'4", 6'5". Jordan with a 3. Ewing out to Jackson. Knicks trying to come within 2. Oakley boxed out Grant and gets the basket. Charles Oakley just knocked Grant out of there.
He moved him out of there with a forearm. Hey, that's all legit. We're in there right now. This isn't a faint of heart game. You know, it's not the 82 regular season.
Paxson penetrates. Perdue.
That's what they must do a lot of today. Cartwright did it in the first quarter. Every time Ewing commits to help out, you've got to make yourself available.
And Cartwright getting set to come back in the game for the Bulls. Wilkins. Oakley. Jackson. That's playoff basketball that you just saw.
Great hustle. The people love it. The coaches love it. Terrific.
Timeout, Chicago. Well, in the playoffs, Phoenix has been hot on the road. Ricky Pierce has been hot off the bench, and the Lakers have been simply hot. And that 11 in a row includes the playoffs. And Hubie, yesterday you said coaches like the close games. They don't like the big gaps in the game. So both coaches have to really be having a great time today, including yourself, right?
Well, yeah, they like what they're getting at both ends of the floor. See, whenever you have a big lead, you're concerned about whether your team is going to keep the intensity level, mental as well as physical. But in a close ball game, you never have to worry about that. All you want to do is to win by 1.
Did you take care of your Mother's Day chores today? That's all I want to know.
Absolutely. Come on, absolutely.
Okay. Because I kept calling your room this morning, hoping I'd get a busy signal. The Bulls have Pippen, Cartwright, and Grant with Paxson and Jordan. With 9 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the first half, 33-29.
Bulls try to run a back door that time because of the Knicks overplaying.
Jordan, foul going to the hoop. Only Michael Jordan knows how much he is hurting. But he has not hurt the Bulls, that's for sure. At the shooting, the Knicks hot early, got cold. Jordan misses the free throw. Since joining the Bulls 5 years ago, he has played with 43 different teammates. He's had at least 3 new starters each year and has had 3 different coaches. So the stability aspect has not been there for Jordan since he's been pro.
Well, he said that he has to really, corral his talent and blend it in with all of the different faces and also the coaching philosophies.
Oakley, who has the ball, committed that last foul. Cartwright has really pushed Ewing out. Oakley. Good defense by Grant, but Oakley is there. Oakley is having a terrific start, contrary to his performance yesterday. 6 points and 5 rebounds already. Double team Jordan. Goes around Wilkins. Pippen for 3. Cartwright first got the ball but didn't react quick enough. They missed the 3, and the Bulls with a 3-point lead, and the Knicks trying to chip away. Ewing double taken away by Pippen. Double team work for Chicago. Paxson open.
His shot is back, Dick.
Tell you what, 16 points in game 2 gave him his confidence and the rhythm back. He has hit in the last 2 games 10 of his last 16 shots.
Well, listen, Doug's rewarding him. He's keeping him on the floor.
Jackson missing outside, and a loose ball foul against the Knicks. If it's Ewing, it's 3, and it is.
Well, Patrick Ewing. His third.
Rick Pitino.
Oh, he's uptight. He knows it. He's got 7 minutes and 53 seconds to go here without Patrick Ewing. He can't gamble. If I was Chicago, I'd get the ball in bounds right now and go at him. There it is on every play. You can see they made the hit. They should take it right to his man. Cartwright in low right now and try to get number 4.
Sidney Green waiting at the scorer's table to replace Ewing. Paxson misses. Patrick with the rebound. It's 36-31 Chicago. Their biggest lead was 6.
Sometimes when you have a young team, Dick, they have a tendency not to understand the situation. That was an automatic clear-out 2-man game down in the Cartwright and go get it.
20-second timeout called by Pitino. Why wouldn't Doug Collins, the coach, say go at him? Does that happen?
I don't know what he yelled out over there. I mean, we're on the other side of the floor. He might have called the play. Right now, Rick Pitino is upset. They're upset because they honestly thought that on that call that it wasn't Ewing who fouled, but the replay showed that they grabbed from behind that time.
In any event, it was not a solid foul. It could have gone either way, and that's the fact, but the Knicks are in trouble because of that call. Series will continue Tuesday night, Game 5 at Madison Square Garden. And if necessary, Friday night back here at the stadium, and if a 7th game is needed, it'll be a week from today in New York. Michael Jordan with 11 points. He's got that groin injury. Cartwright leads the Bulls with 13. Oakley, Ewing, and Tucker and Jackson all have 6 for the Knicks. Wilkins, 3. Long rebound. Let's see how the Bulls run it. Knicks got back defensively, and Paxson lost it to Mark Jackson.
He fell asleep with the dribble.
Newman. Yeah, offensive foul. Ran into Michael Jordan, and Pitino is livid on the Knick bench.
Well, that was a definite charge. No question about it. I made a statement last week when Chicago played Cleveland. I have never seen a better open floor defensive player since I've been coaching basketball, and I was a 30-year player. Michael Jordan is incredible what he does defensively against a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-1.
Under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Jordan playing cat and mouse with Wilkins. Paxson. So the Bulls have missed a couple of perimeter shots, and Jackson is fouled that time by Michael Jordan. That's the first team foul against Chicago.
Foul is on Michael Jordan.
Well, Michael Jordan, he gambled that time, Dick, but he didn't get in front of Jackson. Jackson made a nice move.
Is Mark Jackson too selfish? There have been rumblings about that in New York, so he put it to him. What about the critics?
I think they have a right for their opinion. You know, as a youngster, my mother and father grabbed me and said, you know, find a job you love and you'll never have to work another day in your life. And I'm in that position right now. I'm showing my enthusiasm. This team is winning, and that means that Mark Jackson is doing his job. The bottom line is the New York Knicks being successful, and we're here.
Well, Dick, you know, this young man was picked in the lower part of the first round. No one ever thought that he had the talent that he possessed. He's Rookie of the Year his first year. Second year he plays in the All-Star game and makes a big contribution. His team has just won over 50 games, and he and Patrick Ewing are the catalyst. Now, please remember, he just turned 24 years of age. So, you know, you got to like some things, but you also got some minuses.
Newman misses, and here's Jordan. Craig Hodges is in the game for the Chicago Bulls. And that's a good point, Hubie, and that is that people kind of want perfection. He was Rookie of the Year, and it came to him pretty fast, and there may be some instances where he showboats a little bit. Dennis Rodman does it in Detroit, but Jackson may be the kind of guy that you only love him if he's on your side.
Oh, that's not a bad statement. Not bad.
Jackson working to the hoop, and Mark Jackson scores. He's got 8 points and is the Knicks' high scorer.
See, I like his game today. He's really going to the hole.
How about this guy? Oh! He went to the hole. Foul and the basket counts.
You know what's interesting about that pass, Dick? They got it in quick, and Michael Jordan took off. Gerald Wilkins never got over half court, and that's his man right there.
Sidney Green commits the foul, so not only did Wilkins not get back, but he has been struggling from the field, as has Johnny Newman. And the Knicks really haven't found that offense from the key guard positions other than Jackson and the small forward spot in this game either.
Well, the thing is with Michael Jordan, you know, he might be injured, but, you know, he's not hobbling. So you have got to say, hey, I've got to concentrate on this guy for over 40 minutes. You cannot give him any easy baskets.
Wilkins. Sidney Green hits. Jordan, by the way, has 14 points, and there is no question as you look at the Knick trap now, the competitiveness. He is a phenomenal competitor, Michael Jordan. Only he knows how much he's hurt.
See, this is the big test right now. How much can he dribble?
Pippen from Jordan. He'll go to the line to shoot 2, and he's fouled. Quickly, let's go to Tim Brand. Timmy?
Dick, during that last timeout, motivated by 2 controversial calls, Pitino was giving his team one whale of a pep talk. He was telling them to crash the boards, attack the boards, being more aggressive. He also wanted Mark Jackson to penetrate more. He wants more movement out of his team, but basically he's telling him, hey, we've got to fight, spit, and we've got to attack this team. So yesterday he was the taskmaster. Today he's being more of a cheerleader.
Pippen hits the first free throw. Kenny Walker replaces Sidney Green. He goes out with 3. So the 2 Knicks centers, Green and Ewing, each have 3 personal fouls. The thing to remember about the Knicks, and you've said this and about Chicago too, neither of these clubs have gotten past the second round. So this is all a new experience.
And they're dominated with young players. That's why by Chicago picking up Cartwright and Hodges, they have 2 guys in that lineup who have been in the second round of the playoffs before and know what it actually takes. It helps the younger guys.
5:18 to go first half. Newman for 3. Hits. That may help Johnny Newman's confidence in a big way. He has 8 points now, and that brings the Knicks to within 3. This is a struggle here in the first half, and here's the Knicks. They got the right unit to press right now. And a 5-second violation. Grant couldn't get it in bounds, and the Knicks have made their full court trap work right here.
We cannot emphasize this enough. Yesterday, Michael Jordan negated this by doing an excellent job in freeing himself up for the first pass and then beating it off the dribble. Let's see what happens as this game moves on.
Plenty of time on the shot clock, under 5 minutes on the game clock in this half. Walker setting a pick. Grant picks up Wilkins on the switch. Newman to Oakley. Great touch pass by Johnny Newman, and the Knicks trail by 1. Here's the trap again. And Jordan has to work to bring it across against 2 defenders. Open is Grant for the moment. He forced it up, and now the Knicks have taken over the momentum of this game and can take the lead with 4:20 to go. Jackson gives it to him, and the Knicks are up by a 42-41 score, and a timeout called by Chicago as the Knicks have won 7 in a row against Doug Collins' club.
You from a familiar place, the Prudential at the half. Now back to Dick and Hubie.
All right, Pat, you know, at Chicago Stadium, when they used to have the circus here, the elephants had to get down on their knees to get into the place because the doorway wasn't big enough. Now they hold the circus at the horizon. They moved it away. This is the second oldest arena in the league next to Boston Garden, Chicago Stadium. Dick Stockton, Hubie Brown, and Tim Brandt. The Knicks have had 6 traps and have forced 2 turnovers, and it's worked so well so far. Well, when you're trying to break the press, the main thing is you've got to be able to inbound the ball. The players cannot run away from the passer. Once you get it in and they trap you, now when you attack and go up the floor, you have to take high percentage shots. Knicks have their first lead since 6.5 minutes into the first quarter. Now the Knicks are using this because they're running the clock on you. They're forcing the clock down, and then you are not into your normal half-court offense. 8 on the clock. Pippen goes up. Offensive foul. So the Bulls, exactly what you said, had to rush when they got to half-court. But the Knicks have come back and have taken the lead with Patrick Ewing on the bench with 3 persons. Well, we said that this is their best pressing group that's out on the floor. Now, yesterday, when Chicago would attack it, they would get numbers 3-on-1, 3-on-2, 4-on-2, find the free people, knock in the shot. But right now it's helter-skelter, and they are not playing with confidence. .345 to go in the period. Jackson missed, but Oakley follows it up. He has been a tiger on the boards, and Charles Oakley. This is the big difference between yesterday's game and today. Great aggressiveness. They beat the trap easily. Pippen, Cartwright. And you see, don't fall asleep, because here come the Knicks right back at you. Gambling for the steal was Pippen. Johnny Newman in trouble. And a foul against the Bulls. Or is it a jump ball? First miss. Watch Oakley now as this shot goes up and a miss. He recovers right away and goes back up strong and then clears people out. See, I'm impressed today with the Knicks that they're alive. Their bodies are alive off the dribble. They are really making things happen. And Johnny Newman and Mark Jackson are really trying to create things off the dribble. Rebounding the key to this game. And you saw the statistic on the graphic as Charles Davis comes in for Horace Grant. The Knicks have out-rebounded Chicago on the offensive board 8-2. Oakley has 10 points and 9 rebounds, is the chief perpetrator for the Knicks there. Newman missed the first. Ewing, who has scored 6 on the bench with 3 fouls. And a 2-point Knick lead with 3:19 remaining in the first half. Johnny Newman is the only Knick to shoot free throws today, believe it or not. Now Jordan. Open Pippen down the middle. Free attempt by Hodges. Pippen gets the offensive rebound. Scottie Pippen just did a no-no. You never pull up your dribble when you have a 2-on-1 fast break. Take the ball to the side of the lane and force the defensive player to commit either way. Tied with under 3 minutes to go in the half. Jackson for 3. And in traveling call, it'll be Chicago's ball. The Knicks are 3 for 8 from 3-point range. Let Scottie Pippen coming alive, taking it back strong. Pippen with 6. They're not getting as many points from the starting forwards as they did yesterday to this point. 8 points by Grant and Pippen combined. But Jordan with 14 and Cartwright 15. Charles Davis. Bulls are running nicely now. And they lead by 2. See, Gerald is forcing Jordan from one end to catch him at the other end. That's smart basket. Newman misses a 3 and a foul. It'll be against Chicago. Here's Jordan's passing skill. See, here's the beautiful fast break. The decision maker right there. Finds the guy in the opposite side of the lane. Cartwright's committed his first foul. No one in any foul trouble for Chicago. Ewing and Green each with 3 for New York. They have 24 seconds. New clock.
When you're running on the fast break and distributing the basketball, you must know who can end the break for you. That is a big decision.
Wilkins, wild shot. Newman pushed. The foul will be on Hodges, and the Knicks will shoot.
You know what I don't like today if I'm Doug Collins? That shot is going up and the rebounds are coming off. And for some reason, you do not see any white shirts up above that rim level. Everyone seems to be planted on the floor today and looking for the rebound to come to them. Yesterday, they covered the glass. You would see 2-3 guys up there trying to get it.
2:15 to go in the first half. Knicks looking to tie it up. Rimming the basket, Oakley.
Well, that's a good shot for Oakley. He usually knocks that one down. Cartwright played it smart because he can't let him beat him off the dribble.
Under 2 minutes to go now in the first half. Hodges is yet to score a point for Chicago. 5 on the 24-second clock. Oakley banging Cartwright, fouls him. 2 on Oakley.
His second penalty.
Oakley and Cartwright were involved in that big off-season trade. You'd have to say that during the regular season, Oakley's presence really helped the Knicks to their 52 wins. People say he was the big difference this year. But in the playoffs, Cartwright has come up to play big for Chicago.
Well, I don't look at the trade like that at all. I mean, the Knickerbockers needed a big forward. They had a center, Patrick Ewing. All right, and then they get a draft pick in Strickland. When you look at the Bulls, how about the emergence of Horace Grant at the big forward position? People don't even talk about that. They have Grant and Cartwright. Now you go back to last year's playoffs. Are Grant and Cartwright more productive than Corzine and Oakley? See, that's a big question.
Well, you said no one talked about it, and you just did very articulately.
Oh, wait a second. Are you picking up the checks for dinner tonight, or must I do that?
That's always a possibility, Mr. Murphy. Always a possibility. Cartwright makes the free throw. There's Corzine on the bench. But that's true. Grant is emerging as a power forward.
Well, give Chicago's people some credit. They knew they really had a talented young man who needed time at that position.
Jackson.
Mark Jackson
Ducks in, and Mark Jackson with 12 is the Knick high scorer with 1:27 to go. And Chicago by 2.
I'll tell you, he really looks good today.
22nd timeout, Chicago.
Bulls fans, Budweiser presents the Shoot the Bull 3-on-3 Ground Ball Classic. Coming July 29th and 30th.
Keep an eye on Michael Jordan in your picture here right now. He's really doing some job on Johnny Newman, trying to deny the pass and then keep him off the glass.
Want to remind you, during this 22nd timeout, we have a lot of NBA playoff action coming up on CBS. Some of you will see the Pistons in the Bucks Game 3. Detroit has yet to lose in the playoffs. Milwaukee, though, will be on the home court at the Bradley Center. Most of you will see the Lakers and the Sonics as Seattle tries to prevent the juggernaut from LA, the two-time defending champions, from sweeping them. And LA all of a sudden looks like they want to three-peat. Seriously, they want to win that 3rd in a row.
Well, their defense has been outstanding, and then their main guys keep coming up with big games.
They break the press.
There it is.
Paxson, Cartwright. 51-47 Bulls. 1:10 remaining in the first half. Cartwright has hit his last 7 baskets, has 19 first half points, but a foul away from the ball against Chicago, and the Knicks will shoot.
It's Charlie Davis down in there with also Kenny Walker. You see, the Bulls are so intent on denying that down inside, that back pick type of action on the baseline to free Newman. The Bulls are dedicated to giving Newman some rough treatment as he breaks, and then also if he doesn't get him, then the next guy should pick him up, and that's what happened there.
Kenny Walker, a former #1 out of Kentucky, who was the object of the fans' disdain at Madison Square Garden early in his career, has now become one of their great favorites because of his tremendous role playing and hustling. That's Pete Myers, but Kenny Walker has really found a home and has calmed down and has settled into his pro career.
But you know, when he first started out in his rookie year, Dick, he did a terrific job. He never played small forward in his life. He came in, he averaged over double figures, and then he injured himself and missed quite a bit of time. From that time back, he never regained that confidence or scoring ability.
There's the trap. Walker, key man on the inbounds pass, and Jordan is fouled. Pete Myers And Michael will go to the line and shoot 2. Well, you had Kenny Walker when you first came.
That's absolutely right. That's why I made that statement.
Because if you hadn't, you wouldn't have said
right.
it.
You see, when you try to split against a great defensive pressing team like the Knicks, they're really good. They're tough in that backcourt pressure. It's just a matter of inches of whether or not you break it. And that was Michael Jordan right there in that instant. All it was like a half a step and even shorter that he beat Kenny Walker trapping it.
Going out is Cartwright. Purdue is in. You saw the Knicks substitution of Myers replaced by Kiki Vandeweghe. Cartwright is having a monster game. 19 points and 5 rebounds. Jordan makes both free throws. So they want Purdue in there. They don't want Cartwright to pick up any fouls. Paxson claims he was fouled.
Yeah, he wanted to pull on that one. I don't know. The fans on this side of the floor think they got that. What do you think?
Let me ask them.
Yes,
what do you think?
Yes.
Oh.
Let's take a vote here.
I think it's unanimous.
Yes.
The other side, they're not too sure. Eddie Lee Wilkins in the game. They trap him. Under a minute to play in the first half. 12 on the shot clock. The lead is 4 for the Bulls. They led by 4 after 1 quarter. Wilkins off the rim. Look at Kenny Walker hustle. Fine play. Vandeweghe hits. But Kenny Walker made it happen for the Knicks.
The Knicks are doing an excellent job keeping the ball alive on their offensive glass. Something which they have not had in this series.
Davis gets it to Paxson against the trap. Wilkins looking for the charge. No call. Flop. Hodges looking to get on the board. Not this time. The Bulls still have it.
They'll hold for the last shot.
This crowd will have the enjoyment of a Bull lead at halftime.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how quick the Knickerbockers come and trap Jordan and then see where the pass goes.
Jordan has attempted only 5 shots from the field, and he goes to the line. So very few shots by Jordan, but he has gotten fouled and will now go to the line with 16 points. Walker commits the foul with 5 seconds to go. Has Jordan played an intelligent game out there? Huh?
Well, the thing is that he knew that he could beat his guy off the dribble. I was surprised that it took the Knicks so long to come with the double team. Force him to give it up and make someone beat you with the perimeter shot.
9 out of 10 from the line is Jordan. Sam Vincent. There's Rod Strickland for the Knicks. Vincent and Sellers are in for the Bulls.
Now, the Knicks have come with some real quick people here right now. So you have Jackson and Vandeweghe long. And if they can get the ball to Strickland, watch him come up the middle of the floor and then maybe kick out wide and look for a 3-point shot.
5 seconds is a lot of time. Jackson quickly to Strickland. Nearly a backcourt violation. Jordan blocks. Wilkins' shot counts. It counts. Not the way they draw it up, but Rick Pitino will take it. And Eddie Lee Wilkins gives the Knicks a basket at the end of the period. And that is the end of the first half here in Chicago with the score. The Bulls 55, the Knicks 53. Here is that last basket by Wilkins.
How about this shot by Eddie Lee? Never even hit the floor. He caught it in the air and banged it home.
And Pat O'Brien will return with the Prudential at the half, live from our New York studio after this message.
But when the Knicks play, if they call it close, we're in trouble. If they let it play both ways, then we'll be okay.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Dick, I was outside the Chicago locker room. I talked to Doug Collins. His areas of concern focused in 2 major areas of this game. Number 1, he wants more rebounding, especially offensively out of his team. He wants Horace Grant to get more active. He's also concerned about the New York trap. He wants to break that, get the ball in bounds, pass it quickly, get it up, and get the transition buckets going. As far as Michael Jordan is concerned, he was perfectly healthy. Put some heat on his leg, his groin. He's ready to go. No concerns there whatsoever. Dick?
All right, Tim. Well, he talked about a kinder whistle, Rick Pitino did. Chicago has gone to the line 20 times, has hit 19 free throws. The Knicks only 7 tries at the line. Let's take a look at the shooting. And the Knicks have had 15 more field goal attempts, in large part because of their offensive rebounding edge. And Oakley has been a giant off that glass. Again, looking at the free throws. And, of course, sometimes it means that the team is not aggressive enough to get the free throws. So how do you interpret everything as we look at the high scorers, Hubie?
Well, everything that Chicago's doing is a major plus, except they're not taking care of the defensive board. They're getting the Knicks to shoot initially and miss. If they could just rebound, they can take care of this ball game. Give the Knicks credit, though. Oakley is playing real big.
Greg Hodges, who has yet to score, is out there with Michael Jordan, who has done a lot of that. Pippen, Cartwright, and Grant with the two guards, and an offensive foul called against Chicago. It's Cartwright, his second personal. Cartwright and Jordan have combined for 37 of the Bulls' 55 points.
Excellent anticipation defensively by Patrick. You know, after playing with one another for a few years, they know their moves cold.
Jackson and Wilkins in the backcourt. Oakley, Ewing, and Newman up front, and Patrick Ewing hits the first basket. Knicks small forwards and Wilkins are shooting 25% in the first half. Well below what they expect.
Prime Chicago. Grant and Pippen have got to get going here. They've got to get on the glass, and they've got to get out in the lanes.
Like that? Grant, only his second basket. But he has been a terror. He had 11 rebounds in the last game. Johnny Newman hits a three, and that is the third three-point basket. Will make it the fourth in the game. 2 by Newman and 2 by Tucker. And the Knicks lead 58-57. Grant gives the Bulls the lead again.
Beautiful pass that time by Hodges. He threaded a needle getting that one through to the man.
Stepped on the line and came back. Turnover.
Careless, careless.
Jackson has a few words for Bernie Fryer.
Be careful now. Be careful. You know, Rick Pitino's all upset here right now. But, you know, it's an interesting thing. You get careless during the year because guys just unconsciously step over the line and hand it in, or they hand the ball to the guy. You're not allowed to do that because you're out of bounds.
Jordan decides to fire away and is short. Here's a 3-on-2 for the Knicks. Wilkins to Newman. Good fake inside. Good fake on Jordan by Johnny Newman. He has 14 points, and now he's starting to heat up a bit. He's been ice cold in the last game and in the first half of this. Jordan. Can't stop that.
That's such a beautiful, it's so soft as he goes with that baby hook. He has the move down perfectly.
It's like his chip shot to the green. Jordan has 20. And a 3-second violation against the Knicks.
Well, the Knicks had Ewing and Oakley both trying to post up on the same side of the floor. You know, it's kind of impossible unless one guy is up at the top of the foul line.
And a timeout called by the Knicks. We're at Chicago Stadium, where the Bulls lead the Knicks 61-60 early here in the third quarter. Well, looking at players who have averaged 32 points or more. Now, Chamberlain did it 7 times, Baylor 2, and so on down the line. None of them have ever won a title in the years that they scored all those points. Of course, Jordan had a same kind of year. Can one man do it?
Well, I think that it just proves that it's almost impossible to do. Because as you move through the playoffs, as you get up into that third round in your conference finals, before you get to the final, you are now playing against teams that are loaded 1 through 10. They have plenty of talent.
We must be talking about Detroit. Jordan high off the glass, try to get it over Ewing's reach. Grant keeps it alive.
Yeah, Cartwright, excellent, tapping that ball right to Grant.
Pippen now trapped, double teamed, and a foul against Scottie Pippen. Offensive foul, and there's Doug Collins' reaction, head in hand. And for Cartwright, that was Cartwright away from the ball. That's his third. So now the picture is the 2 starting centers, Ewing and Cartwright, former teammates, each have 3 personal fouls. Big thing is who will come up with number 4 first. And another Chicago foul away from the ball. And that'll be against Jordan, number 2 on Michael.
Well, what they're doing is down on that baseline area. Anytime that the Knicks cross over and pick, Chicago is not only switching, but they're hitting a guy with a forearm and holding him up.
3 minutes gone by in the third. Knicks looking to take the lead. And Oakley couldn't do it. He had the play inside, and running the court is Grant. Grant beat Oakley down court by about 40 feet.
What a pass. What a pass by Michael Jordan.
So instead of a Knick lead, the Bulls are up by 3. Newman. Loose ball. Ewing.
Can you believe this?
And Newman gets the layup. We have had 2 instances today where both teams literally scrambling, diving on the floor with a loose ball.
But the Knicks are coming up with most of their loose balls today.
Jordan will draw the foul and go to the line. Watch that Jordan pass again. A work of art.
Now here's how he threads the needle. You'll see it. He good lay right off the dribble, looking down inside.
Beautiful. Wilkins, meanwhile, with his 3rd foul, sending Michael to the line. Jordan has 20.
You know, when you see the unselfish players at any level play that run the middle of the break for their team, they must have full court vision. That means that they can see both sides, who is free, and then they have the capacity to give the ball up.
Trent Tucker is in for Gerald Wilkins. Struggling today, Wilkins with 3 fouls and only 2 points. And a 3-point Chicago lead. Knicks could have taken the lead on Oakley's inside layup. They didn't, and the Bulls are up by a trio. 4 minutes gone by in the 3rd quarter. This is game number 4. Bulls leading the series 2-1. Tucker for 3. He's got it, and that is his 3rd 3-point basket of the game. He had 4 yesterday. So Trent Tucker has gone to town with 3-point shots here in Chicago.
Oh, you can see him. He's definitely in a rhythm.
Grant trying to post up against Oakley, and Scottie Pippen hits. He has 8 points. Bulls by 2 after Tucker had tied it up with the 3. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Hodges denying Jackson. Ewing. And Patrick now with 10 points. Leading scorer for the Knicks is Newman with 16. Jordan with 22. Cartwright 19. Head Chicago. Jordan. He moved Tucker as close as he could inside and took the 18-foot.
Well, Trent Tucker's playing him smart. He's not going to get beat off the dribble. He's saying to Michael, you got to show to me that you can knock down that outside jump shot.
How about Michael Jordan today?
Well, he's having a great game, and we know that he's limping. He's got some medical problems, but they say he knows his body as well as anybody. He knows how to play with pain. He's had this injury for over 2 months, and he's still managed 40 minutes a game.
3 on the shot clock, and Ewing throws up a wild shot. Jordan is fouled. Loose ball against the Knicks. Johnny Newman. His 3rd. And Rick Pitino's Knicks still trail, but it's awfully close.
Mr. Jordan, excuse my rudeness here, but I'm going to jump across to the lady of the day. Happy Mother's Day to you, and I know you talked to Michael this morning. What did he say about his injury and about this game?
Thank you. It has been a great Mother's Day this far. Let's hope that they can pull this out. Michael is fine. He was hurting a little bit yesterday, and this morning, of course, is still aching a little bit, but I think he'll do okay. Has he always been able to withstand pain like this? Always have. When he's really involved and wants to win and participate, he will go 150% above and more. He'll give whatever it takes.
Can you share with us what you got for Mother's Day from Michael?
Yes, he brought purses and bracelet. I mean, he was really nice for Mother's Day.
That's great.
As always. But it's just good enough having him. It doesn't matter about gifts.
Thanks for putting up with us up here.
Thank you.
Back to you, Dick.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much, Tim Brandt. That's the ultimate Mother's Day message from a mom who's got to be glowing, really proud at her son. Jordan off the glass. That may have been for Mom. Who knows? 71-67 Bulls. Jordan now with 26 points. He has 8 points already in this third quarter. Kiki Vandeweghe is in for New York along with Sidney Green. They try the pick and roll out of bounds. Still Knicks possession.
You know, it's interesting, Dick. Kiki Vandeweghe is really having difficulty moving with any kind of quickness today. He seems to be very stiff-legged.
He was a big hero in game number 2. In fact, shot 82% in the first 2 games. Tucker with a runner. Grant can't save it out of bounds, and he goes into the photographer's stand.
Never throw the ball back underneath your own basket. All that can happen there is something bad.
How about crashing into one of those cameras? Ooh. Did I say photographer's stand? Well, they're sitting.
Grant's got to play big in the second half to negate and do a better job on Oakley when he's in the ball game. They need him. They need his activity.
Jordan won't give Jackson the 3. Green travels before the shot.
You know, when you're refereeing a game, you have to be very careful with Sidney Green because he really has some quick low pivot moves where all he does is run what they call an up and under move. And you have to be on it because you think that he switches pivot foot and he does not.
Hasn't been a big disparity as Pippen misses the shot from Hodges. In the game, Chicago had a 6-point lead. The Knicks had a 5-point lead. Mostly it's been about 4 and 3. The Knicks have hung in there, but they have trailed most of the way against the Bulls. Craig Hodges picking up his second foul. The team foul story right now with 5:07 to go in the period, 2 apiece. John Paxson will be coming in. And Paxson will replace Craig Hodges. So Michael Jordan then moves into the ball handling position. Hodges has yet to score today. He scored 24 points in game 1 victory by the Bulls. Meanwhile, Michael Jordan has played 27 minutes of this game thus far. Knicks with the rebounding edge. That's 27 of 31 minutes. So Jordan has been on the sidelines for only 4 minutes. Against Tucker. Open man. Scottie Pippen. 2-point basket.
You can see that coming all the way, Dick. Anytime that Jordan drives the middle, guard and Scottie Pippen run right to the corners for that long pass.
Knicks with Vandeweghe missing. Van Ewing has it batted away. Jordan saves it. Tremendous play inside defensively. The Chicago Bulls want to sweep the 2 home games here and move out 3-1 against the Knicks in this series. Scottie Pippen from the corner, not that time, and the Knicks are driving for a 2-2 margin and trying to get that home court advantage back going into game 5 in New York Tuesday night.
We have 2 excellent pivot men here at the center position, and neither guy is getting the ball on the box area with the other guy in foul trouble. I don't understand it.
Right. Both Ewing and Cartwright have 3 fouls apiece. Ewing missed the long-range shot.
Because you and I both know if they take either of those 2 out, brother, the center position is a major drop-off here.
Huge.
The foul on Mark Jackson is first.
Here we have a nice move here with a loose ball. Now watch Patrick make a nice move and then a strip by Michael Jordan. Now yesterday he double-teamed Ewing as well as anybody in this gym.
Mark Jackson picked up the foul. The 3rd team foul against the Knicks as the Knicks call a timeout.
But you see, it always isn't necessarily how many points you get. It's how many times you run the clock down and you force them, A, into a turnover, B, a bad percentage shot, and then you do not allow them to go to their strengths. So all of those factors come into the trap.
Rod Strickland replaces Mark Jackson at point guard for New York. Shadowing Paxson. Jordan with 26 fouls. 4th team foul against New York, but Jordan will go to the line and shoot a pair.
Foul on Kiki Vandeweghe is first.
See, Michael's been going to the line at a high rate, you know, during the course of the entire playoff series. He's up over 10 foul shot attempts, and in this one at 10. And in the first half, he had 11 foul shot opportunities.
He's now 13 out of 14, Hubie, and 7 for 10 from the field. Horace Grant leaves the game. He has scored 8 points and has hit all 3 of his shots this period. But considering the question concerning Michael Jordan with the groin injury and how he needed treatment at the Bulls complex yesterday and again today, how he limped in, he is playing a phenomenal game today for the Bulls, who lead. 9 on the shot clock. Sidney Green over Davis. Tipped up, or slammed up, I should say, by Ewing. And they're going to call a foul. I don't know if it's a breakaway foul. I don't think so. Green grabbed Jordan, but there were players ahead, and I don't think it's a breakaway foul.
Yeah, there was a defensive guy ahead that time. But he was right up there. UB Evans was right on top of the call, had it all the way. As a matter of fact, the whistle blew on the first contact before he even grabbed him and pulled him back.
What they should do is change the rules so any grab of Jordan with 9 guys on the other end would be a breakaway foul the way he plays.
Tell you what, put in your suggestion to the Board of Governors. Come on, the Rules Committee.
They don't want to hear from me, Hubie. Going for his 29th point. They're the 2 centers, Cartwright and Ewing, each with 3 fouls. Not a foul story that much anymore.
Big factor today. In all 3 quarters, the Bulls have shot the penalty. The Knicks never are getting into the 1-and-1.
7-point lead is the biggest for either team in this game. Tucker will try to cut it. Davis, 3-on-2 break.
That was smart.
Pippen, very smart, because he knew he wasn't in control.
That's right, and he also knows his limitations. You know, he knew that he could not take that down into traffic.
10 on the shot clock. Jordan runs into Ewing, wants no part of him. Davis is wide open. Short on it, kicked away. The Bulls could have gone after it. The Knicks now come back. Strickland. Knicks down by 7.
This is the guy they've got to get into the ball game right now. He's got to get some opportunities.
But he's got to get it in the low post position, as you pointed out. Winding down to 2 minutes to go. The Knicks have gotten ice cold after the first 2 minutes of this period. Cartwright wants the ball. Oakley defending.
Getaway. He wants him to go so he can shoot over him.
And Ewing the rebound. Under 2 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. A 7-point lead for the Bulls. Biggest lead either team has enjoyed. The Knicks, however, have missed their last 7 shots.
Watch his pick and roll.
Rod Strickland hits it.
Hey, he runs that play beautifully, because if you try to cheat like Paxson did, he'll stop and hit that shot. If you come up on him, he handles the ball beautifully into the lane.
I think he's been a terrific clutch player for the Knicks all season long. Jordan slices through it, misses the layup, and the Knicks come back to try to cut it to 3. And Rick Pitino will call a timeout. The Bulls lead 76-71. Trying to get a 3-1 lead, a commanding lead in this series. And the Knicks would then have to sweep the remaining 3 games to survive. But this game is far from over. And all the Knicks want is a win here today and make it a 3-game series, a best of 3, with the Knicks having the home court. Well, it's been a big sports weekend in Chicago, where the Bulls have been in the spotlight, and even other Chicago sports stars have noticed.
The ability of going out there and making things happen at any time.
And if you want to talk about a guy who was durable, here was a guy who didn't miss games. He played hurt, and he was the all-time record breaker, Walter Payton of the Chicago Bears, and maybe their greatest defensive player, Gary Fensick, their all-time interception leader, and CBS Sports football commentator. All enjoying that man today. and all season, Hubie.
Well, a total appreciation of professional talent, and also the fact that the player themselves are always coachable, and they elevate the talent of all of the people who are surrounded by them.
Walter, I was going to say Walter Payton. He's not in there. Maybe he'd like to. Will Perdue has come in the game, replacing Michael Jordan. Crowd would have cheered Payton. Here's Oakley with a hook shot. Tipped up again.
Give Oakley credit. He shot that hook, got right to the glass.
And Strickland. Boy, he is peppering the boards, and finally a foul called. The Knicks are doing a great job against the glass. Oakley, Walker, and Vanderbilt.
See, when this shot goes up right now, you'll see that, you know, that was the third offensive board play out of there for the Knicks. Give them their due. What is happening here is that some of the Chicago Bulls are releasing, thinking that the rebound is going to happen. With this unit on the floor, this second group, all 5 guys must get on the glass.
Kiki Vandeweghe has hit 38 consecutive free throws, including the regular season and the playoffs. He's on a roll from the line. Now it's 39, and it's 76-73, and the Bulls are playing with Michael Jordan getting a breather now with that much time remaining in the third period. Jordan has scored 29, has played all but 4 minutes of this game.
Remember, after a basket, you can go out of bounds to out of bounds, just like they did on that time to attack.
Walker fouls Hodges. Hodges, by the way, had picked up his third foul earlier. Quickly to Tim Brand.
Dick Collins was telling his guys not only to use the 2 guys to bring it in, but he expects that press now. He expects the Knicks to pick up the tempo here in the last 44 seconds. And he reminded his guys emphatically, we have a 20-second timeout. If you can't get it in or you get trapped, use it. Dick?
All right, Tim, thanks very much. You ought to suit up.
Timmy says wrong sport.
I think he has. Hodges misses the free throw. He's 0 for 6 from the field today. So the Bulls have the lead despite Craig Hodges, the man they really need the perimeter or 3-point shots from, not present in that area.
Well, we're talking about an 85% foul shooter over 82 games. You know that he is he's got the feel, except yesterday and today he's been struggling. I don't think he's ever missed so many wide open shots before.
Tex Winter, one of the assistant coaches on the Bulls, coached him at Long Beach State and wanted him in Chicago. He went to Phoenix after Milwaukee, and Winter knew what Hodges could do for this club. 77-73, Chicago. 36 seconds to go, and Rod Strickland tipped. Vandeweghe and Oakley trying to get it in there as well as Walker, but here comes Chicago. There's 17 on the shot clock, a differential of 6 seconds between the game clock. There it is. The Bulls led by 4 after 1. They led by 2 at the half. They're going to lead after 3. Hodges misses a 3. The rebound by Pippen. And they're going to throw it away with 1 second to go. They don't get the shot off. And that'll do it. Chicago maintains the slim lead. And that is the end of the third period. Bulls 77, Knicks 73.
NBA action!
And welcome back to CBS Sports coverage of the 1989 NBA playoffs. Exciting they have been. And here at Chicago Stadium, we start the fourth period. The Bulls lead the Knicks 77-73. When you consider that the Knicks, and first we'll tell you about what's coming up next. Detroit and Milwaukee. The Pistons are really rolling, and Milwaukee has the home court. Pistons lead 2-0 in that series. Most of you will see the Lakers try to sweep the Sonics and move on to the Western Final. That's coming up later. Important playoff games on CBS. Give me the fact that the Knicks are down by only 4. They have missed 13 of their last 14 shots in the third period. They're not in bad shape.
Oh, no, not at all. They're within striking. Here comes that pick and roll again.
Strickland playing well to Walker. Nice execution.
See, this is what I tell you. This is a strong suit for Strickland, and Chicago's having a lot of trouble playing that play.
Here's the trap. They got a good team to trap. Paxson bringing it up. Michael Jordan remains on the sidelines as his fourth period starts. With Paxson, Hodges, Davis, Oakley, and Will Perdue. Grant making. Grant.
Got to shoot it.
And the 24-second clock expires. We'll turn it over to New York.
24-second violation.
Jordan with 29, getting a breather here. When he went out with 50 seconds to go in the third quarter, the Bulls had a 5-point lead. They're up by 2, and the Knicks can tie it up.
Well, Doug Collins is feeling the frustration. This group is not getting off any type of a good shot for him. And at the other end of the floor, they are not stopping this play.
Will Perdue with the foul.
Team's first of the quarter.
We're at Chicago Stadium, where they number gates 1 through 8, but they also have a gate 3.5, believe it or not. The only arena I know that has a half. Anyway, the Chicago leading New York 77-75. Michael Jordan has come back in action. Dick Stockton, Hubie Brown, along with Tim Brandt, bringing you the action. Tucker for 3, no, 2. It's a 2-point basket by Trent Tucker. He had hit 3 early.
See, they're running that play to death because Strickland is open either for the jump shot, the penetration into the lane, and if you cut it off by using the opposite guard, that frees up Tucker out wide.
So the score is tied, and the Knicks made up the deficit with Jordan on the bench. See what they do now that Jordan's in there. Jackson gets the shot to break the tie.
That's the first decent shot that Chicago has taken at the basket in a couple of minutes.
Strickland in the lane. Ran into the hands of Jordan. 3-on-2 for Chicago. And Jordan travels. Double dribble.
See, his decision that time, he did not want to pass the ball to his left, which was Will Perdue. He didn't want to hit him too far out from the basket that time. Anxious moment for Michael because he realized 3-on-2 they should have at least gotten a foul shot or a score.
So the Knicks again in a position to tie the game. There have been 29 turnovers in this one. Perdue jumping out on Strickland.
Can't give that.
Rebound Perdue on Tucker's miss. Jordan open court. Gives it to Grant. Great pass of the no-look variety by Michael Jordan.
Timeout call.
Watch how he turns his head, takes Vanderway away, thinking that he wasn't going to give it up. Nice move. But how about Grant motoring in that outside lane as your 4-man?
Michael Jordan. Story of the game, Chicago has hit 50% every time they've won in this series. Michael Jordan is having a terrific game despite his groin muscle problems, and the Knicks have turned the rebounding story away. For more, let's go to Tim Brandt. Timmy?
All right, Dick, at halftime of our playoff game next week, CBS will televise live the NBA lottery from New York. Now, 9 teams are involved. There is no one dominant star this year that fills every team's needs. Here in Chicago, the Bulls do have a pick by virtue of a trade with the Nets for Orlando Woolridge. So Jerry Krause, the general manager, will be in New York for that pick. So I guess the rich get richer here in the Bulls. You don't want to qualify for that, but through a trade, it's a great deal for the lottery. Dick?
Gilby, any thoughts?
Well, everything is where you're going to pick. I mean, let's face it, you could be 1 through 9. You know, the ideal situation is if you get right here. I think Michael Jordan has said, hey, how about Michael Jordan and Sean Elliott in the backcourt? Oh, yeah, not bad. Well, naturally, it depends upon where you are. There are an awful lot of good young players out there that will make a heavy contribution on this club with the Bulls.
Mark Jackson has come back in the lineup for the New York Knicks, replacing Strickland, who did a fine job when he was in there. Ran the club very well. So it's Strickland or check that, Jackson and Wilkins and Vandeweghe, Oakley and Ewing. Grant makes the free throw.
It's a little bit like the Globetrotters.
That's right. Everything but the rubber band.
The Washington Generals. Come on, what are they doing in the lane?
We needed that rubber band to get the ball back. 9:45 remaining in the fourth period. Ewing. In and out. Vandeweghe fights for the loose ball. He kept it going for the Knicks. Ewing fouled and will shoot 2. Cartwright has picked up his 4th foul.
I tell you, Kiki Vandeweghe has come in and kept an awful lot of balls alive on the first rebound. He's been in there really battling, and he's done an excellent job. They give the Knicks credit. Boy, they're missing that first shot, but boy, they're pounding hard.
Ewing has missed his last 5 from the field. Misses this free throw. He has scored 10 points today. The Knicks have 5 men in double figures, led by Johnny Newman with 16. Missed them both. And the Knicks still trail by 4. Bulls are looking to open up a 3-1 lead in this series. Jordan. And the rebound, Jackson. Mark Jackson with 12. Nearly doubling his scoring output from yesterday. Vandeweghe, top of the key. Perfect. Kiki Vandeweghe now with 6.
This is a time in the ball game that you cannot allow Kiki Vandeweghe to get set and shoot a shot, because he's every bit as dangerous a three-point shooter as 2 from the top of the circle.
Jordan going around Wilkins, reverse layup. Boy, he showed the kind of quickness he showed yesterday on that move.
Well, he beat the double team guy who was reversing. Uh-oh, here we go. 20-second timeout for the Knicks right now.
Gerald Wilkins is hurt. And Rick Pitino and Mike Saunders, the trainer, go over to see him.
They hope to get about 20 minutes out of him. Now let's get back to that drama in Chicago. Here's Dick Stockton.
All right, Brent, thank you very much. We got to be concerned with Wilkins and the groin injury of Jordan.
Now watch Michael Jordan catch him with his left hand. He caught him right in there with the elbow part in the groin area of Gerald Wilkins.
Let's go to Tim Brandt. Tim.
All right, Dick, Gerald Wilkins' right thigh. He caught a knee on that last play, and it got right in between the muscles. You can see him on the bench behind me here. They've iced it down, his right thigh. Mike Saunders, the trainer, says that he may or may not be back. They put ice on it right away, though, and it was a knee to the thigh, Dick.
Thanks, Tim. Trent Tucker in the game. He's been a three-point bonanza today with 3 of them. Patrick Ewing misses from the baseline, and here's Jordan. 2-on-2. Jordan working against Vandeweghe and Tucker. Knicks do a fine job.
Excellent defense that time. Tucker right back and got in front of Jordan, made him level off his dribble.
4-point lead and 8 on the shot clock. Michael Jordan is fouled by Ewing, and that'll be 4 on Patrick.
See, any time that Kiki Vandeweghe picks Michael Jordan up at the top of the circle on all his switching, Michael just stops the action and then takes him off the dribble, and that forces Ewing to come and help out.
So 4 on Ewing, 4 on Cartwright, and Jordan with 31 points. Misses the free throw. He is 15 of 18 from the line today. I don't think we're going to quibble with anything Michael Jordan does today, will you?
No, he's really moved his game. I mean, we say even he thinks that he can get better. He said, if I work on my ball handling, I can get better, and I can also do some other things offensively, as long as I continue to grow as a player. That's great. Always looking to improve.
Under 8 minutes to go, 4th period. Here's Ewing working against Cartwright. Knicks are slamming against the glass, but come up with nothing. Jordan and Jackson. Here's Pippen. Big basket.
Now, let me tell you, that was just a great move by Michael Jordan and a terrific catch and movement by Pippen.
Just marvel at it, folks. Well, you need your earplugs in Chicago Stadium today. Meanwhile, tonight on CBS, having trouble making up your mind about apples? Let 60 Minutes help. A brand new look at the Apple controversy tonight on 60 Minutes. Then it's Murder, She Wrote, followed by the CBS Sunday movie Out on the Edge, starring Ricky Schroeder. That's all tonight on CBS. Here's Tim Brandt.
Dick, it was so loud down here that Doug Collins couldn't talk to his team. So he started writing words on the boards. Block out, block out. We've got to get boards. Those are the words he wrote out because he couldn't communicate. When it finally got a little bit lower, they set up a backdoor play for Michael for their next offensive play, Dick.
Bulls have scored 7 in a row. Michael Jordan left the game with the Bulls up by 5. The Knicks tied it up, and now Chicago's up by 7. Jackson fires it up. Pippen the rebound.
Well, what an extension that time by Jordan to block the shot of Jackson. He made him change the angle of that release.
But like yesterday's game, it seems the only time the Knicks can really gain some ground is when Michael Jordan is out of the contest.
Well, they're wasting too much time here getting into a play.
Jackson Rebound by Oakley with nearly 7 minutes remaining in the game.
The object is not to rely on the outside perimeter shot. You got to make your things happen earlier at both ends here.
Ewing has missed his last 7 shots. Oakley follows it up, and it's tipped in by Vandeweghe, I believe.
There he is. He's been up there. Now, that was close for goaltending, Dick. That one was still over the cylinder.
Kiki Vandeweghe, let's see if he gets credit for it. In any event, it's 5-point Chicago lead. Knicks have struggled from the field lately. Jordan is pushed, and that is the 3rd team foul against the Knicks.
Well, you see him there, but earlier he was aggravated with himself because he didn't shoot it. As soon as he heard the whistle, he knew he should have shot the ball. He would have been on the line taking 2.
Foul is on Tucker, his 3rd. Knicks with 3 team fouls, the Bulls with 2. Paxson. Long rebound. Here's Mark Jackson. Double team, lost it out of bounds.
How about the trap? Not only did Paxson level Jackson off, Michael Jordan came from the rear. Watch this now. Watch Jordan come into the picture, reach in, and then get it, and then Paxson hits it off his knee. Great double team.
We've been talking about the Knick trap. What about Chicago's? You saw it there. Work to dividend. Jordan, turnaround. Big basket. 88-81.
Bad decision.
The Bulls can open up their biggest lead of the game if they score here. And time running down, 5:45 to go. Jordan is held by Tucker. The 4th team foul against the Knicks. They'll inbound it from the side.
See, if you're Chicago, you're sitting good. You have 5 minutes and 43 seconds. You're going to be shooting the penalty on the next foul. Trent Tucker, that's a tough cover for him. Anytime Michael Jordan takes him down in there and posts up.
Kenny Walker and Johnny Newman both enter the game for the Knicks. As Oakley and Vandeweghe go out, Oakley has been a terror on the boards, has 10 points and 16 rebounds for New York.
Well, when you see this group, you have to be thinking that the Knicks will press full court on any kind of scores or dead balls from now on.
The lead is 7. Grant. There it is, a 9-point lead. Timeout, New York. Chicago Stadium, crowd on its feet. Mike Tomczak, Bears quarterback. The Bulls are 5:28 away from taking commanding 3-1 lead over the Knicks. And at the conclusion of the game, Hubie Brown and I will select the Miller Lite Player of the Game. And in conjunction with the award, Light Beer will present a check in the amount of $1,000 in the player's name to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. Rod Strickland has come in the game, so the Knicks have Strickland and Mark Jackson in the lineup at the same time, Hubie.
Yeah, well, it looks like on the matchups that it will have to be Strickland to play Jordan. But then again, earlier in that first quarter, they had Mark Jackson on him, so it'll be interesting to see what goes.
The Knicks have only 1 timeout left. Newman launches a 3 and hits it. Johnny Newman with his 3rd 3-point basket of the game, and it's 90-84. And here's the full court trap.
See, every time they come off that pick and roll, if you try to help with the guard or a small forward, it opens up that shot.
You know the Knicks will be harassing Chicago. Let's see how the Bulls' young players respond to this pressure.
See, the Bulls are waiting too long to get in this half-court offense now. You're inside of 6 seconds now.
Jordan working against Strickland, going up, and the foul. The Knicks are in the penalty, and Jordan will go to the line.
The foul on Rod Strickland is first.
He has Strickland on Jordan. Now, Jordan knows that he can shoot over the top of Strickland anytime. Strickland is a type of a guy, he's given away 5 inches here right now, but what he's going to try to do is with his quick hands, try to distract and reach in and grab the ball on Jordan.
You know what's amazing about Michael Jordan today, with all of the problems he has, and you talked about where the difficulty would be in bringing the ball up against the trap, rebounding, has only 3 turnovers. He makes the free throws, and he's got 36 points today. Bulls have outscored the Knicks 15-7 since the game was tied when Jordan just returned to the game after getting a rest. Strickland, nice move inside.
Strickland is new. All right, Strickland is terrific off this pick and roll. I can't say it enough. Now you'll see he knows when to take the jumper. He knows when to go all the way. Now that you only have 1/100th of a second to make a big decision down in there, whether you do that or kick the ball back out.
Jordan working his way against Walker and Jackson. He has an injured groin, boy. He's working it to its fullest today against that defense. 9 on the shot clock.
At the top of the circle, he's tough to double team.
38. 8-point lead. Strickland, former DePaul star. Ewing setting a pick outside. Newman. Foul. And that's the 3rd team foul against Chicago.
In this sequence, appreciate Michael Jordan coming to the ball, getting the inbounds pass, and just appreciate the dribbling here. Just watch this now. He's moving, he's going, he splits them again. It's just nice because he doesn't do anything with any fanciness. Now in here, anytime that he takes you to the top of the circle, it's difficult to double team him.
Newman made the first free throw. Johnny Newman with 20 points. He led the Knicks in game 1 of this series in a losing cause with 27.
Two-shot foul. See, Strickland cannot beat him one-on-one. Michael Jordan is too big, too quick, and as he came to the ball that time, he just wrestled him. It's a 2-shot foul because of the fact that the ball is dead. It's out of bounds.
So Jordan will go to the line. Jordan has 38 points. Second to him is Cartwright, who has 19. Bill Cartwright has not scored in the second half, but had 13 big points in the first quarter to give the Bulls a 4-point lead. They maintained that with a 2-point edge at the half, and then upped it to a 4-point bulge after 3. Jordan attempting his 22nd free throw of the game. So here's the story with 3:48 to go. The Chicago Bulls are leading by 7. A victory would give them a commanding 3-1 lead in the best-of-7 playoff. The Knicks would have to win all 3 remaining games to survive. Meanwhile, the Knicks, if they don't win today, they're really in trouble in this series.
They're given a half-court shot. It's the first time we've seen it today.
Walker. Rebound, Jordan. Jordan's just too much. Grant follows it up. And Newman the rebound. You can be sure the Knicks will be looking for threes down the stretch, and Mark Jackson throws an air ball. Ewing saves it. Basket counts by Walker, and it was a great hustle play by Patrick Ewing to keep it in play. And Walker can complete an unusual 3-point play for the Knicks.
On this move here, you'll see off the miss. There's Patrick making a nice catch and presence to get it right back inside. This is just as good as an outside shot. Hitting a 3. When you go to the basket, you got a chance for a 3.
Missed it. Trent Tucker is in the game. Another 3-point shooter for the Knicks.
Watch out. Horace Grant just popped Walker with a forearm. That wasn't a very smart decision there.
And a foul. Knicks trail by 5. They need to stop the Bulls on almost virtually every foray offensively. They have the weapon of the 3-point shot, which has served them well. Keep in mind, they trailed Philly by 10 in the waning moments and pulled out the second game of that series in the first round.
Well, they have a lot of confidence in their pressing and trapping, and if they'll go for you and give you the bumps because they're relying on the fact that they'll get away with the contact.
Jordan again at the line, looking for point number 40.
Oh man, I tell you, we're getting some missed foul shots, some missed easy shots here right now. And you look at it, there's still plenty of time to play. 3:07. And if you're the Knicks, you're only down 5 here.
And if you're the Knicks and you're down by 6, that's 2 possessions.
Well, when you're Chicago, you must be cognizant of the fact that they're looking for the threes. Now here comes the half-court trap again.
Jordan with 40.
It's a 1-2-2, something like a 3-2.
Pippen is on Jackson, 9 on the shot clock. Newman goes in and is fouled. That is the 15th foul against the Bulls, so Newman will go to the line and shoot 2, and Scottie Pippen has picked up his 3rd foul. Cartwright has 4, the only Chicago player with foul trouble, and Ewing and Green and Tucker all 4 for New York.
Anytime Chicago is in this flat trap that they're using at half court, they're very vulnerable to being beaten off the dribble from the wings, just like Johnny Newman did that time.
Brent Tucker, who was out briefly for Strickland, will come back in.
Brent Tucker for Jackson.
Tucker back in. And a timeout called by the Bulls. Keep in mind that the Knicks, who trail by 5, still have only 1 timeout remaining. Attention gets you to play recklessly with their trap, and the 3-point shot very much in this game, and you never can count them out. So the test of time and the gut check coming up right here.
Well, in this, when he shoots this foul shot, Johnny Newman, if they score, they're going to be all over the Knicks. And Kenny Walker is an excellent defender on the man out of bounds. Now the key when they get it in is to watch Walker double teaming from the rear. Before, he almost stole the ball from Michael Jordan.
Newman makes them both, and we want to remind you we have more action coming up. Most of you will see the Lakers and the Sonics coming up. Some of you will catch Detroit-Milwaukee in Game 3. Jackson, they're going to use the clock. Plenty of it left, 14 seconds. 2:38 remaining in the 4th period.
When they have him out on top like that, you can't double team him without giving up an open jump shot.
They lose the ball. Great defensive play. Newman and Ewing combined, and now steps are called, and the Knicks give up a very important possession.
That was a big call. You know what happened that time? They all got into, now you'll see this is excellent movement down in here because he broke the foul line. Now just watch. Everyone gets caught down inside. Johnny Newman tries to go with a wraparound.
Here's Cartwright. And Bill Cartwright very nearly had a chance for a 3-point conversion. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 with 2:24 remaining, and the Bulls up by 4. Mark Jackson replaces Tucker.
I'll go back over this now. In the last minute of play, Jordan has missed the layup, 2 foul shots. Cartwright has missed the dunk here. Now, you know, you hope that it does not haunt your ball club if you're a fan or if you're coaching staff or you're a player here.
Cartwright has his first point since the first half. He now has 20. Knicks have only 1 timeout remaining. Craig Hodges scoring only 1 point today. Who would have figured if he scored only 1, the Bulls would be sitting pretty right now, but they are. 98-92.
All right, they're out of the trap. They're playing man-to-man.
Strickland and Jackson both in there. Penetrating is Rod Strickland. Tipped up by Walker. Loose ball. Jordan has it. And it'll be under 2 minutes left when the Bulls attempt their next shot.
They're going to put it, go down inside.
2 minutes.
Jordan double team. Falls down. Loose ball. Knicks have it. Strickland in the lane. Off of Newman like a pinball machine. And the Bulls will take their time, but the Knicks have had their opportunities, Hubie.
Yes, they have.
Stripping Jordan twice.
See, they do an excellent job on him when he gets down inside of the lane area.
Jordan. It counts and a foul.
The foul on Johnny Newman is fourth penalty.
See, appreciate give-and-go basketball right there. Michael Jordan was trapped at half court. He passed the ball to Scottie Pippen, broke the trap, cut to the basket, received the return pass. Give and go.
Here's a guy who says he won't shave until the Bulls are eliminated. You can't even tell that he hasn't shaved. Doug Collins. It's 101-92. Jordan with 43 points on a day in which he could have called in sick. Jackson. And a loose ball foul against the Bulls. 1:18 on the clock. Horace Grant committing the foul, his fourth, but you know the Knicks are going to also have to look for the threes in a hurry, trailing by 9. Walker, meanwhile, will shoot. John Paxson, who's a very steady ball handler and doesn't make many mistakes, will come in.
What you're asking your team to do is to understand the shot clock right now. That they must milk the shot clock, but still understand the play selection, that they free the guy with plenty of time to get a good percentage shot.
Cartwright goes out. He has played one of the important games of his career this afternoon. Big first quarter, big first half, and a key man inside down the stretch, replaced by Paxson. 1 out of 2 by Walker. 101-93. There's the time remaining in the fourth period. Can the Bulls go up 3-1 in this series?
Excellent basketball. You spread people out, you make them chase the ball, get the ball to your high percentage foul shooters.
3 on the shot clock. Here's Jordan. Timeout. Knicks' last timeout called right now. Michael Jordan has scored 11 of the Bulls' last 13 points, including this one to give them a 10-point lead. 45 in the game for Jordan, who limped into Chicago Stadium in gate 3.5 about 3 hours ago, and Rick Pitino has used his last timeout. The Knicks are down by 10, 51 seconds to go, and they're really facing it now and looking at a 3-1 deficit unless they can pull out a miracle.
Defensively, the Bulls have been terrific 2 days in a row.
Tucker lost the ball. 9 on the shot clock. Strickland missed the layup. Strickland again, fires inside, tipped up, out of bounds. Chicago ball, and this game is over.
Doug Collins and his coaching staff deserve an awful lot of credit, Dick. The New York Knickerbockers scored 116 a game for the year. In this series, 103 only, and today, 93 with 29 seconds. And in here, get 88 in game 3, and in game 4, you're sitting on 93 with 29 seconds.
Only 4 times previously has a team come back from a 3-1 deficit to win a best-of-7 series in NBA playoffs. And that's what the Knicks face. And a 20-second timeout, so Chicago has 1 timeout remaining. Coming up next, the Detroit Pistons, who are unbeaten in the playoffs, will try to keep it going against the Milwaukee Bucks at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. And the LA Lakers, the 2-time defending champions, will take a 3-0 lead against Seattle in Seattle and try to sweep the Sonics. That's coming up next on CBS Sports. The Knicks swept Philadelphia. They won the 3 games by a total of 8 points, lost at home. The Bulls have been sharp enough to win the opening games of each of the 2 series on the road. 29 seconds remain. And a foul.
That's a pretty good option, isn't it? You throw a lob pass in, and he just out-jumps the guy that's guarding him. Not bad, not bad. I haven't seen that very many times, you know.
Well, if you didn't know it before, Michael Jordan, not at full strength, is better than most players, feeling the best they've ever felt. And today's most valuable player, yes, Dolores Jordan. Happy Mother's Day, Dolores. Your son has done the amazing. 45 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Not for you, Dolores, but for Michael. And Light Beer is proud to present a check for $1,000 on behalf of Michael Jordan and Dolores Jordan to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. A phenomenal performance. There is no better individual player in the NBA today than this man.
When the game is on the line at playoff time and you get inside that last 6 minutes and then inside the last 3, you want your prime time guys to step forward.
Foul is on Michael Jordan.
Jordan commits the foul. I think that's the last thing he wanted to do. And Rod Strickland will go to the line. Other scores for Chicago. Bill Cartwright, 21. Rand and Pippen each had 12. For the Knicks, Newman right now with 23 and a host of double-figure scorers. Ewing with 10. Jackson with 12, but very few assists for Mark Jackson today. Only 2.
Doug coaching right to the last second here. He said block out in case of miss. They just don't want to give up anything easy here.
Strickland misses. Knicks shooting 33% in the 4th period of the game. And Craig Hodges foul.
The foul.
This crowd
Ewing his 5th penalty.
has seen the Chicago Bulls win 2, and he goes out of the game. Look at him. Phenomenal.
The great ones fill up all the columns, Dick. Even into the turnover column, you know, if you want to look at it as a negative, because they dare to be great and they dare to do the exciting things of the game. And then at the end, they want every single possession to be theirs, and they'll determine whether or not they win or lose and advance to that next round or next game.
Grant out. Jordan's 23 free throws made in regulation is a record for a playoff game. The look tells it all on Rick Pitino. But he'll have his team charging back, you can be sure, on Tuesday. Five seconds to go. Tucker. It's over. Chicago leads 3 games to 1. Needs 1 to move to the conference final. Thanks to that man, Michael Jordan, with 47 points. With an injured groin, and Chris Collins, the ball boy, and his dad Doug lead the court. So for Hubie Brown, Tim Brandt, and Pat O'Brien, this is Dick Stockton saying so long from Chicago Stadium, where the Bulls beat the Knicks today, 106-93.